Hare Krishna. Once Sir Winston Churchill was invited to give a talk, and when he came on the stage, the person who was meant to introduced him. And after the introduction, then Winston Churchill said, after hearing that introduction, even I am interested in what I have to say. So thank you, Nandalal Prabhu. After all of that, now I think I have to look at what I have to say. Thank you all very much for being here. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So it's my great privilege, pleasure and honor to be here this evening with all the youth of Mumbai for this monthly Prerna festival, for which I would like to first of all place on record my sincerest gratitude to the IYS admin, ISKCON Youth Services admin, for having given me this opportunity to discuss something with all of you this evening. My sincerest gratitude to all our guests who are here this evening. I sincerely welcome all our dignitaries, VIP guests for the Prerna Festival. And of course, I would like to welcome each and every single one of you, the energetic, restless youth of Mumbai. I believe there is youngsters come from Pune, Nigri, Sangamner, Nasik, some of the devotees are here. So I would like to welcome all of you for this evening's Prerna Festival. Recently, just about 4 weeks back, I was in Madrid, Spain, for a retreat. And while speaking there, I was talking about Indians. And I was talking about this country called India. And I was talking about the youth of India. And I was saying how Indians are very smart people. All over the world, if there's someone who's really minting money, that's Indians. If you go to Silicon Valley, all the software engineers practically are Indians. Doctors, engineers, lawyers, everyone is flooded all over. So when you travel, it's quite amazing to see all the Indian people. And I must tell you, smart men and ladies, I usually say once Albert Einstein was on a flight, and right next to Albert Einstein was sitting an Indian. So it was a long-haul flight, and Albert Einstein was extremely bored. So he turned towards the Indian and said, "Shall we play a game?" He said, "What's the game all about?" So Albert Einstein said, "Look, I'll ask you a question, and if you cannot answer the question, I shall pay you, you should pay me 50 rupees. If you cannot answer the question. And then you ask me a question, and I, as a renowned scientist from Great Britain, if I cannot answer the question, I'll pay you 5,000 rupees. In pounds, he said, I'm converting. 5,000 rupees. So I said, okay. The Indian man said, your turn first, sir. So Albert Einstein said, what is the distance between the sun and planet Earth? Very coolly, the Indian man pulled out 50 rupees and said, I don't know. Take. What difference would it make anyways, So Albert Einstein said, now your turn, sir. So the Indian man asked Albert Einstein, what is that animal which walks up a mountain with 3 legs and comes down with 4? So the scientist was totally taken aback by shock. He said, what do you mean? He pulled his laptop out, searched, he called for the stewardess, give me internet access, he asked for a payphone on the flight, call of all of his scientists, and no answer. Frustrated. He pulled out 5,000 rupees, slammed it in the hands of the Indian man and said, I don't know. The Indian man coolly put the money in his pocket, went back to sleep, So Albert Einstein was so annoyed, he woke him up, said, idiot, I gave you 5,000 rupees. Now tell me, what is it that goes up a mountain with 3 legs and comes down with 4? The Indian man pulled out 50 rupees, said, I don't know. I must tell you, when it comes to the smartness of you guys, including myself, not you guys, meaning myself, when it comes to making money, gosh, people are so smart in this country to make money. I don't think Indians are just smart, they're very sparing as well. I met a guy in Great Britain, I was in London, walking on the streets, and this man, British man, comes up to me and says, hey, are you a monk? I said, yeah, of course. I said, would you like to know the secret to be rich? I said, yeah, why not? Why not, you know? He said, the secret to be rich is not about earning money. I said, really? He said, the secret to be rich is not about earning money. It's about not spending money. I said, I'm an Indian. You don't have to tell me about that. And therefore, I usually tell people, if you want to know what an Indian is like, who is an Indian? Then an Indian person is a person who, after the shampoo is over, puts water in it and still finishes it, you know? You know? An Indian person is a person who, when the toothpaste is over, will use the balan to squeeze the last drop out and then throw it in the bin. You know? An Indian guy is a guy who will go to a shopping mall and buy broccoli, which is 300 rupees a kilo, will buy Turkish cherries, which are 1423 rupees a kilo, and will come to the counter while paying the money, he'll say, thoda dhania patta free denge kya? That's, you know, an Indian. He goes to eat a pani puri, and even the richest man waits for the sukha puri. You know? An Indian person, how do you know an Indian? When the t-shirt is torn and has holes in it, then the Indian will use it in the night. When it's now not even usable in the night, then he'll use it for Holi. You know? And when it's not even usable for Holi, then he'll use it as pocha in the house. You know? So think, I must tell you, we are sparing. We are sparing. We are smart, but not just smart. We are sparing. Therefore, people earn a lot of money. They make a lot of saving. Otherwise, most people squander all they have, you know. Smart to earn and very prudent and intelligent to save. But I don't think that's just all. Indians are just so patient. God, just so patient. They don't have a choice. If you're living in a city like Mumbai, you don't have a choice. If you're driving on the road, a place where you would probably reach in about 20 minutes, you would take about an hour and a half. And stand in a queue? God, it seems like eternal life. It seems like eternality standing in a queue, you know. One of our American friends came, American-bodied, and we took him on a second-class 3-tier to Kolkata to go to Mayapur, some of us. And the fan wasn't working. Indian Railways. And as the fan wasn't working, this guy was getting restless. It's cold. It's hot. It's hot. I said, welcome to Indian Railways. It's hot. It's hot. He's shouting. So then the fan wasn't starting. So one guy, like a regular man, he asks me, "Aapke paas kangi hai kya?" I said, how do I have a kangi? India is what it is. How do I have a comb? So then this guy turns to another, like a normal man, and he asked for a comb. Got the comb, stood up on the seat, and started pushing the fan, you know. And the fan started. Dhakka start. This American man was amused. He said, how did it start? I said, electrostatic energy. People in this country can be so patient to solve problems. Isn't it? Don't you think so? If something gets spoiled, do you throw it? जब तक स्क्रू ड्राइवर पूरा होके पूरा गॉन केस हो गया ना, मैं तो नहीं फेंकूंगा. I wouldn't throw. Therefore, it's not surprising that all software engineers, successful ones, are Indians, because problem solving requires a lot of patience. Requires a lot of patience. When you deal with everything in this country, don't think it's useless. Even if it's forced upon us, gives us a very powerful virtue called patience. And to solve problems, not just software issues, even life issues and life problems needs a lot of patience. Therefore, marriages do not easily break. Nowadays they are, but they didn't easily break here because there was a lot of patience to deal with it. Keep solving it. Kuch to hoga, kuch to nikalega, sudregi, sudrega. Keeps going, Keep trying to solve the problem. And if it doesn't work, abhi kya hai, ji lenge abhi. We'll just pull along. That's this. So I always felt that this country made people very patient, didn't it? And Bollywood, you know what it is. What shall I say? But Bollywood is what it is, isn't it? I was again in Madrid with a group of youth, and I just learned someone sent me a bhajan on the phone. Just a bhajan on the phone, on WhatsApp. I didn't even know what it meant. It was a song. And because it was just buzzing in my head, while I was giving the talk in Spain, I just started humming it in a Hare Krishna melody. So I started singing, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. It was just a melody that came from a song that's bhajan someone sent me. I didn't even know what it was. And this one guy, a British fellow, comes and says, Tu hi hai, tu hi hai. And I thought he's telling me tu hi hai. Then I realized it seems like, it's a very popular Bollywood melody, he told me. I said, God, I won't sing it again. But I must tell you, all of you youngsters, smart, sparing, patient, colorful in Bollywood. Yet, when there is a satsang, see how many people come? Isn't it? When we are trying to discuss life's amazing secrets, see how many people come? Congratulations to all of you. And my deepest gratitude to all of you for being with us here this evening to unveil life's amazing secrets. The picture, one guy comes and asks me while on the way here, Pandit ji, tota kidhar hai? Tota kidhar? Always looking at, कुछ हमारा वो होगा क्या उसके साथ? एडमिशन मिलेगा क्या? तोते को एक कार्ड उठा रे, बोल दीजिए. My God, how big, isn't it? Astrology, Jyotish Shastra, palmistry, tarot cards, tarot cards. Everyone's wanting to know the secret that life holds for future. How many of you would like to take a journey into the future? Thank you. How many of you would be interested to know how long you would live? There are some courageous souls. How many of you would like to know who your life partner would be? अभी शर्मा गए, कोई हाथ नहीं उठा रहा. अरे हैं कुछ लोग हैं. Oh my God. Astrology is such a big thing. I was coming from some country. Only Air India international flight I ever took. I don't go on Air India now. Never, just once. And it was a free flight. Only 75 of us. And one Indian man was totally drunk. Completely gone. मतलब he had thought इतना पैसा दिया आखिरी बूंद खाली करके ही उतरूंगा. Finished the whole thing. And then he was kind of lying down there. And he comes, I was sitting there. He comes up to me and says, Pandit ji, Pandit ji, हाथ देखते हैं? I said, जरूर देखते लाओ. He stuck his palm out. I said, liver cirrhosis होने वाला है. He said, बराबर बोला. डॉक्टर ने भी यही बोला था. I said, it doesn't require astrology to see the way you're drunk that you'll get liver cirrhosis, you know. One guy came up to an astrologer and said, बहुत प्रॉब्लम चल रहा है सर, बहुत प्रॉब्लम चल रहा है. कुछ तो बोलो, क्या है बोलो प्रॉब्लम, आप कुछ तो. He said, looked at his कुंडली, said, शनि का 7.5 है तेरे को. शनि का 7.5. बोलो तो क्या करेगा साहब, बोलो. बोला तुम 200 रुपया दो, हम पूजा कर देगा, तुम्हारा शनि वनी सब जला जाएगा. तो दिस गाय सेड 200 रुपया नहीं है साहब. सो ही सेड 100 रुपया दे दो. ही सेड 100 भी नहीं है. सर मेरे भाई 50 दे दे. 50 10 दे, 10 में पूजा करता हूँ. बोला 10 भी नहीं है. बोला 1 दे दे यार, 1 रुपया में पूजा कर देगा तेरा शरीर. ही सेड 1 रुपया भी नहीं है. तू बोला तू जा, तू जा, तू जा, 1 रुपया भी नहीं है, शनि क्या बिगाड़ेगा तेरा, तू जा. What will Shani do to you, you know? You get lost to me. If you don't have anything, what will Shani anyways do to you? But this place seems to be a place where astrology is so strong. My God, so strong. And people just get into it all. It's quite amazing. Oh God. I'm sure all of us are looking for answers of what would happen with us, isn't it? Srila Prabhupada was once sitting and a guy came and said, Swamiji, हाथ देखते हैं? Prabhupada said, हाँ. He took that as look at his hand, said, मरने वाला है. मरने वाला है. The guy was shocked. बोला कभी? वो कभी तो मरेगा. Therefore, prediction is not hard to make. जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युर ध्रुवम जन्म मृतस्य च तस्माद् अपरिहर्येऽर्थे न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि. The Gita tells us, जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युम. One who is born will die, with no exceptions, isn't it? And ध्रुवम जन्म मृतस्य च. One who is dead will be reborn, with no exceptions, isn't it? One who is born will be dead. One who is dead will be born. And gentlemen, of course ladies and gentlemen, we have no control. I didn't have any control over how I was born and where I was born. I didn't have any control over what my looks were, what family I was born in, what country I was born in, what socio-economic class I was born in. I had no control over it. And I must say that we truly have no control over when life ends and how we die. Just cardinal facts of life. But there's something that we have control over which can make life beautiful. Therefore, I generally say life is a journey between 2 alphabets, B and D, where B stands for birth and D stands for death. As simple as that. What's life? A journey between these 2 points, BD, segment BD. You know geometry? Draw segment BD of length, you decide. सबका सेगमेंट बीडी अलग अलग फिक्स होके आया है और ज्योमेट्री टीचर वहां बैठ के सब फिक्स कर दिया है. अभी सेगमेंट को न तो छोटा कर सकते हैं न बड़ा कर सकते हैं. Both are out of control. What is in control is between the alphabets B and D is an alphabet called C. Between B and D is a C, and that C is choice. We can all learn to choose. As we live our lives, we can all learn to choose not to prove, but to improve. We can all learn to choose not to react, but to respond. We can all learn to choose how not to get affected by what's happening in our lives all around us. And it does. We fail our exams despite all the good we do. I do have control over how I choose to take it. And therefore, I generally say, what is life? They say it's from B to D, birth to death. But what's between B and D? It's a C. And what's the C? It's a choice. Our life is a matter of choices. Live well. It won't easily go wrong. You can't change your situations. You can change your response, ladies and gentlemen. How many of you want to be happy in life? Happy? I'm sure you all want to, isn't it? How many of you would like to know the 10 golden keys? Haha. We're all driven by a strong urge for pleasure, aren't we? All of us. All of us. Why do we want to eat fancy foods? You can eat dal roti, no? Dal roti daily. खाओ दाल रोटी डेली, पेट भरेगा, शक्ति मिलेगा. पिज्जा क्यों चाहिए? पिज्जा है? पिज्जा क्यों चाहिए? बर्गर क्यों चाहिए? समोसा, रसगुल्ला क्यों चाहिए? Why you want it? अरे साहब मजा आता है. रोज राल डोल रोटी खा के बोर हो गया. Why do you want? Because you want to have pleasure. Pleasure is something that we are all driven by. Why do you want to earn money? Just because you want money? Because money can buy you the fanciest gadgets. Money can buy you a plush home. Money can take you for a vacation to Zurich. Money can buy you the best designer garments. Money can buy you the best brands. And you think that all of this if I have, we're all driven by a strong urge for pleasure. We want to eat nice foods to get pleasure. We want to earn money to get pleasure. We want to make relationships for what? For pleasure. We are all pleasure seeking. And the Vedas say, Anandamayo Abhyasat. We are all looking for Ananda, pleasure. And we are all looking for it in all of these different avenues to see if we can squeeze out a little drop out of that little Rasgulla. We can squeeze out a little drop with that girl sitting under the tree at Pedder Road or Hanging Garden, wherever somewhere. Can squeeze out a little drop out of the cake when I watch. We're all looking at it. Strong drive for pleasure. सब ढूंढ रहे हैं. मिलेगा. कहीं तो मिलेगा. वो चाबी मिलेगी. That key I'll find. Where will I find that key to that sense of pleasure that I have? We all want that secret. How many of you want to know the secrets of everything? If you want to know this, people go and ask a successful student, क्या तेरा secret क्या? कैसा पढ़ता है तू? You all want to know, isn't it? A successful professional businessman, sir, what's your secret? How did he do it? You know, people keep asking that question. One guy goes to a very successful millionaire and says, sir, what is the secret of your being a millionaire? What is behind it? Your secret of success? He says, my wife. Oh, great. What were you before being a millionaire? He said, a billionaire. You know, the secret of success is she has made me a billionaire to a millionaire. God, we are all looking for secrets. I love to cook. One of my passions is to cook. Nowadays, for the last 4 or 5 years, I've kind of not been cooking. And I love to cook complicated things. General खाना तो सब बनाते हैं. उसमें क्या बड़ी बात है? चाहिए. जनता करती है वो. If you want to have a niche, cook an apple strudel. And to make an apple strudel, don't get a pastry sheet from the market. Chhi. Make your own pastry sheet. And when you make that pastry sheet, God, it's a secret. If you don't know it, you mess it. We are all looking for secrets. This evening, I shall be talking on 10 secrets, how to be happy. 10 golden keys, which will keep your mind peaceful, happy, and satisfied. Some are do's and some are don'ts. Some of those keys will be the do's, some of those keys will be don'ts, and these are 10 key words. And I'm going to keep asking you what this word is, and you have to guess the word. If you can't, I'll anyways tell it. So I want to begin by asking you, what is the most selfish one-lettered word? Wow, what a audience that is to tell me. The most selfish one-lettered word. I, isn't it? Everything revolves around I. iPhone, iPad, iPod. And the man says, I paid for it all. What do you do? Everything revolves around the I. And what does I stand for? I stands for expectations. Apekshaएं. Meri apekshaएं. My expectations. I should be treated like this. I should be loved like this. I should be dealt with like this. I should be respected like this. I should be given these many marks. I should not be given this. I should not get a tough question in Viva. All expectation. अपेक्षाओं की जिंदगी जी रहे हैं हम लोग सब. We're all living a life of super high expectations. Not just high. We're all leading a life of super high expectations. God, we constantly, life is only, everything revolves around my opinions, my desires, my likes, my dislikes. I like this, I don't like this, I hate this, I love this, I want this, I don't want this, I have this opinion, I don't have this opinion. I. खुश रहेंगे? You think life will be a very happy life when it revolves around I? From our childhood we have grown up like this. We've only learned to take. And everyone has to fulfill my expectations. Everything has to be up to my expectations. When I was a child, I usually wouldn't even eat if my mom did not cook what I asked for. You know? Everything has to revolve around my expectations. One boy comes to a mother and says, Mama, I love you. 5-year-old, 5 saal ka bachcha. Mama, I love you. Mother said, I love you too, beta. The guy grew up to be 16. Goes to the mother. Mama, I love you. Kitna paisa chahiye bol? He grows up to be 25. Mama, I love you. कौन है? किधर रहती है? बता दे तू. हम अरेंज कर देंगे, बता दे. He turns to be 40. Mama, I love you. बोला था ना शादी मत कर उससे. He turns 60. Mama, I love you. मैं किसी भी पेपर पे साइन नहीं करूंगी, तू जा. माँ है ना, जानती है. Mother knows. Everything is for me only. 16 years old, my money. 25-year-olds, my girl. 40 years old, my wife. 60 years old, my property. Life ही ऐसा जिया है. हमेशा अपनी इच्छाएं, अपनी अपेक्षाएं, अपने ओपिनियंस को पकड़ के बैठे हैं हम लोग. And when you grow up, between a girlfriend, boyfriend, what's happening? I is the center. A boyfriend and a girlfriend are sitting in a restaurant and the guy is asking the girl, तू आखिरी बार बता दे, आगे बढ़ना है कि नहीं? तू बोल दे अभी, नहीं तो आज तोड़ दे, आज कट. You tell me, आखिरी बार पूछ रहा हूँ, बोल. तो बोले कट मतलब कट, तू जा. So the guy said, waiter, bill अलग अलग लाना. The girl said, पगले मजाक भी नहीं समझते तुम. Oh my God. It's all about my expectations, how it goes. And marriage? You think only children, girlfriends, boyfriends, what's marriage? Such expectations of treatment, each other's expectations. God. The lady is thinking he should treat me like the angel from heavens. And the guy is thinking she should treat me like Pati Parmeshwar, Ram. First you treat her like Sita first, then she'll treat you as Ram. You know, he's acting like Ravan and expecting to be like Ram. God. One husband's lady is asking her husband, मैं आपके सपने में आती हूँ क्या? Such expectation that he loves me. सपने में बोला बिल्कुल नहीं. बोला क्यों? बोले नहीं मैं रात में हनुमान चालीसा जप करके सोता हूँ. तो बोली तो सपने में क्यों नहीं आती? बोले भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे. There's no question of any bhoot pishach coming close to it. Oh God. And you think religion is spared? If youngsters are not spared, girlfriends and boyfriends are not spared, married people are not spared, you think religious men and religious people coming to a temple are spared from the eye? I don't think so. Therefore, when people come to God, people come to a temple also, they're only asking, give me what I want. No one comes to say, I love you, I want to give you. When the President of the United States, John F. Kennedy, came up to his stage for his first presidential speech, his voice rumbled into the public address system when he said, ask not what the country can do for you. Ask what you can do for the country. And so we are saying, ask not what God can do for you. Ask what you can do for God. But no one asks that. Because the I is so big, my expectations, my desires, my things are so powerful that even when I come to a temple and ring a bell, all I'm doing is asking. I go to Ganpati and I'm praying the same thing. During this Ganeshotsav, one guy, Marwadi fellow, he's singing, Ganpati Bappa Moria, Dhanda Nahi Horiya, माल नहीं जा रिया, पैसा नहीं आ रिया, खर्चा कैसे चलेगा समझ नहीं आ रिया, हे बाप्पा मोरिया थारो भक्त रो रिया. This is what is singing. And I'm thinking, the more we lead a life of our I will always be frustrated. Because people don't exist in this world to just fulfill your expectations. What do you think? People are all existing in the world just to fulfill your expectations? That's what you think? Sorry to say. Wait for a while, you will learn that they don't. Friends don't. Family doesn't. सब अपनी अपेक्षाओं को पूर्ण करने के लिए थोड़ी जन्म लिए हैं. I remember when my father died 4 years back. He died by Parkinson's disease. And I haven't told the story for a long time. In the recent past, I've started telling the story. I remember taking my father's dead body to the crematorium for cremation. It was raining very heavily, cats and dogs literally. And we decided to go for electric incineration because it would be hard to have wood-fired cremation. The body was kept on the stage, family, some family friends, a couple of people from the community. I was born a Marwadi Jain, so some families, community people were there. And one of the leaders of the community, who also happened to be distant family, comes up to stage and starts speaking good things about my father. And in the middle of it all, as he's talking some good things about my father, he says, and people are all standing and hearing this, none of you will ever go through this, and I pray that none of you go through this. My experience was horrible. This man in the middle of the talk says that actually his father would have lived longer, but his son is the cause of his early death. I felt like whacking this guy. Of course, he was an elder family, distant family, leader of the community. The occasion was such I couldn't say anything. My mind was agitated, disturbed, completely disturbed. I came back that night trying to sleep. How would you sleep? Everyone in the community is insulted like this in public, saying that, he's the cause of his father's death. I remembered a statement that I had read, which gave a liberated feeling to me. Do not ever, ever give the control of how you feel to someone else. Do not allow anyone to remote control you. Control your television's remote controlled. No problem. Your cars can be remote controlled. Don't allow anyone to control your emotions from there. हम लोग अपेक्षाएं करते हैं कि एक प्रकार का व्यवहार हमारे साथ होगा, ऐसे नहीं होता ना, फ्रस्ट्रेट हो जाते हैं हम. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, the most selfish one-lettered word is I, which stands for expectations, and therefore avoid this word. How do you avoid this word? Be realistic in your expectations. अपेक्षाएं करने में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, but understand that not everyone will fulfill your expectation. याद रखिए कि सब लोग आपकी अपेक्षाओं को पूर्ण नहीं करेंगे. And secondly, avoid this word I by trying to serve others. You know why? Because when you want to be served, you're dependent on people. They may not serve you. When you want to serve, who can stop you? When you want respect, people may not respect you. But when you want to give respect, who can stop you? When you want to be loved, you may not be loved. But when you want to give love, who can stop you? When you want in charity, people may not give you in charity. But when you want to give charity, who can stop you? And therefore, learn to begin your journey from I to you. The more you want for yourself, you'll remain frustrated. The more you want to give, you will remain happy. Therefore, learn how to avoid this one-lettered word. And may I request you to pay keen attention to this beautiful video that I thought I wanted to show all of you.
เขาจะได้อะไรถ้าเขาทำแบบนี้ทุกวัน
เพิ่งจะมา
เขาจะไม่ได้อะไรเลย ไม่ได้รวยขึ้น ไม่ได้ออกทีวี ไม่มีใครรู้จัก ไม่ได้มีชื่อเสียงที่มากขึ้น เพราะสิ่งที่เขาได้คือได้แค่ความรู้สึกได้เห็นความสุขได้เข้าใจได้ความรักได้ในสิ่งที่เงินซื้อไม่ได้ได้โลกที่สวยงามกว่าเดิมในชีวิตคุณอะไรคือสิ่งที่คุณต้องการมากที่สุด
How many of you would like to be handsome? Not one? What an illusion. They all think they are handsome already. If you ever want to know what you look like really, look at the Aadhaar card picture. I'll tell you what it looks like. And therefore, I generally say if you want to be handsome, give your hand to some. That is how you be handsome, you know. Not just by great looks. And therefore, one who serves God, one who follows dharma, one who follows spirituality, slowly starts moving from I to you. As we serve God, we're not just a bunch of religious sentimentalists and fanatics who come and serve God and forget about the world. As we serve God, our service also extends to people of this world. And you know what? when people see the men of God offer service to them, their faith in God is enhanced. Faith in God doesn't come by hearing a sermon. Faith in God doesn't come by reading a book. Faith in God doesn't come by coming to a temple. Faith in God comes by seeing a man who's worshipping God, serving God, is a devotee of Krishna, who truly extends a helping hand to someone and says, I'm there for you. And people say, yes, this is a Krishna's devotee, who's not just living in his own shell thinking Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, but is there to help others and serve others. May I now ask you, what is the most satisfying two-lettered word, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, wow. Thank you. No, as it gets further, I know it's going to get tougher. Now it's fine. The most satisfying two-lettered word, way. Relationship means more than one. अकेला दुनिया में रह के क्या करेगा? अकेला 20 बेडरूम का घर है, रात में हर एक बेडरूम में थोड़ा थोड़ा टच एंड गो सो के आएगा? हाँ, बेंटली गाड़ी है, बेंटली. हाँ, बेंटली गाड़ी में हृदय तो बेंट हो गया. What will he do? With all that one may yearn for at one's beck and call, will a person gain even a bit's happiness and satisfaction without meaningful relationships? Therefore they say, if you want to know how rich you are, drop a tear and see how many hands come forth to wipe it. That is how rich you are. Otherwise you may keep counting your wealth and no one there to really give you companionship. God, I know such people, bhatakti atmas. Just living in their house like a bhoot. No one there to share their relationships. What a satisfying word that is. We. Even for enjoyment, it has to be more than one, right? Maja bhi karna hai. Even if we had to give a great time, it has to be more than one. Imagine going for the party alone. And saying, tu hi hai, main hi hu, tu hi hai, main hi. What are you going to do dancing alone? Even to enjoy life properly, you have to have more than one. Not I, but we. And therefore Arjuna says in the Gita, Kim no rajyena govindah, kim bhogair jivite va, yesham arthe kangshitam no rajyaha bhogaha sukhani cha, ta ime vastitha yudne pranam styaktva dhanani cha. Chapter 1 of the Gita. What is the use of the battle? What is the use of gaining victory? What is the use of gaining the throne? And what is the use of gaining consequent opulence? If all those whom it is meant for are present here on the battlefield and all shall be slain in this fratricidal battle, with whom to live? सब कुछ अगर खत्म हो गया, सब खत्म हो गए, तो ये ऐशो आराम को क्या चाटना है? चाटेंगे? कार को चाटेंगे जाके? हाँ? बोलेंगे मेरा डोल्ची गबाना का ग्लास है, हरी बोल है? ये मेरा जॉर्जो आर्मानी का शर्ट है, हरी बोल. चाटेंगे उसको? What will you do? Simple question, you know. Even to enjoy life, you need more than one person. Even people who drink. People have a great time only when they're together. Imagine our devotees coming to a temple and we have kirtan. You will experience it after. When all these wild guys start dancing, when I start singing, अकेला नाच के मजा आएगा कभी? गाना लगा के नाच रहा है अकेला. What is the point? Enjoyment means more than one. Ladies and gentlemen, these days when I travel overseas, when I go to England, I don't carry money any longer. I've stopped carrying money. I just carry magazine clippings, you know. Just as simple as that, you know. You can see, all of these are just plain magazine clippings. Green, isn't it? Yellow. This is all I carry. No money. No pounds at all. Why carry pounds? Why carry pounds, you know? There's no need to carry pounds. Because if you can change the magazine clippings into pounds, why? If you can change the magazine clippings, I showed you, right? Ladies and gentlemen, मैंने कुछ इधर झोल किया है? I have a half sleeve kurta, I haven't hidden anything. I showed you the magazine clippings right in front of you. 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. 100 pounds. 10,000 rupees. Mac देखिए. अभी सब बोलेंगे प्रभु जी लेक्चर के बाद आपके पास आना पड़ेगा थोड़ा. बताइए कैसे किया? You know what I say generally? All of you have a very colorful life. Just like these yellow, blue, green magazine clippings, your life seems to be very colorful. My question is your life useful? Your life may be very colorful. Having a gala time with your friends, movies, chilling out. Is your life useful? We must make our colorful life a useful life. We must add value to paper. Imagine I've just changed paper to valuable currency notes. They are real if you want to check it out. Come to me later. They're all real currency notes. British sterling pounds. GBP. You know. All GBP. Imagine. My God, this guy's too excited. He's too excited. Wouldn't it be of value? Add value to paper and make paper valuable. The lesson is, you can't do it, don't worry, I can't teach you all this stuff. But the point is, add value to your already colorful life. Make your life useful. Be with people who add value to your life. Don't just hang out with people who take value out of your life by making you forcefully choose wrong things in your life. And as we add those valuable things in our life, that association, that company, that we, with those people, we will all struggle together and, have a great time. And may I invite all of you to see another video, a beautiful one. Can we have the lights off and sound on, please?
Once upon a time, a turtle and a rabbit had an argument about who was faster. They decided to settle the argument with a race. The turtle and the rabbit both agreed on a route and started off the race. The rabbit shot ahead and ran briskly for some time. Then, seeing he was far ahead of the turtle, he thought he'd sit under a tree for some time and relax before continuing the race. He sat under the tree and soon fell asleep. The turtle, plodding on, overtook him and soon finished the race. Emerging as the undisputed champ, the rabbit woke up and realized that he'd lost the race. The moral of the story is that slow and steady wins the race. This is the version of the story that we've all grown up with. But our version of the story continues. The rabbit was disappointed at losing the race, and he did some thinking. He realized that he'd lost the race only because he had been overconfident, careless, and lax. If he had not taken things for granted, there's no way the turtle could have beaten him. So, he challenged the turtle to another race. The turtle agreed. This time, the rabbit went all out and ran without stopping from start to finish. He won by several miles. The moral of the story? Fast and consistent will always beat the slow and steady. It's good to be slow and steady, but it's better to be fast and reliable. But the story doesn't end here. The turtle did some thinking this time and realized that there's no way he can beat the rabbit in a race the way it was currently formatted. He thought for a while and then challenged the rabbit to another race, but on a slightly different route. The rabbit agreed. The turtle and rabbit started off. In keeping with his self-made commitment to be consistently fast, the rabbit took off and ran at top speed. until he came to a broad river. The finishing line was a couple of kilometers on the other side of the river. The rabbit sat there, wondering what to do. In the meantime, the turtle trundled along, got into the river, swam to the opposite bank, continued walking, and finished the race. The moral of the story? First, identify your core competency, and then change the playing field to suit your core competency. The story still hasn't ended. The turtle and rabbit by this time had become pretty good friends, and they did some thinking together. Both realized that the last race could have been run much better. So, the turtle and rabbit decided to do the last race again, but to run as a team this time. They started off, and this time the rabbit carried the turtle till the riverbank. There, the turtle took over and swam across with the rabbit on his back. On the opposite bank, the rabbit again carried the turtle, and they reached the finishing line together. Both the turtle and rabbit felt a greater sense of satisfaction than they'd felt earlier. The moral of the story? It's good to be individually brilliant and to have strong core competencies. But unless you're able to work in a team and harness each other's core competencies, you'll always perform below par, because there will always be situations at which you'll do poorly and someone else does well. Teamwork is mainly about situational leadership, letting the person with the relevant core competency for a situation take leadership. And that is the end of the story.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. Martin Luther King. We will all overcome together. Our habits, our challenges. As youngsters, we deal with so much. We fail in our exams, we are depressed. We have bad habits which we are dealing with. We want to quit it, we can't. We are all dealing with so much on our heads, and when we are trying to do it alone, it will be very difficult. Therefore, the most satisfying word is we. And what should you do with the most satisfying word we? Always use it in your life. Keep the we together. Cooperation, good company, good association of devotees, and in that association we'll be able to deal with a lot. Now shall I ask you the third question, ladies and gentlemen? The most poisonous three-lettered word which challenges the we. अरे क्या बात है, सब तो आप तो लाइफ्स अमेजिंग सीक्रेट्स पहले से ही जानते हैं सब. The three-lettered poisonous word which becomes such a challenge to cooperation and being we relationships is a big ego. And what a big ego! God, what a big ego people have. Such an air around the head for what they do. One beggar in Cuff Parade. Beggars are who they are, na? Beggar in Cuff Parade was chastising a bearer from Dharavi. Tu Dharavi ka hai, main Cuff Parade ka. Arey, bikari hai dono. Both are beggars. Cuff Parade or Dadar or Dharavi, what difference it makes? But such an ego. Main Cuff Parade ka beggar. You're from Dharavi. God, what an ego, my God. Married life also. All relationships have problem because of ego. With spouses, with friends, with parents, with colleagues. All relationships issues, the we is threatened by this three-lettered word called ego. बड़ा भयंकर है नहीं ये शब्द? Big time. Hare Krishna. Religion में ego छूटता है? Does religious people are free from ego? You come and sing in front of Ganpati, Deva ho Deva, Ganpati Deva, तुमसे बढ़कर कौन, स्वामी तुमसे बढ़कर कौन, और तुम्हारे भक्त जनों में हमसे बढ़कर कौन, स्वामी हमसे बढ़कर कौन. They're not called. Religion is not spared of ego. One religious man is thinking, I'm better than you. The other religious man is thinking, I'm better than you. What the heck? What the hell is going on here in this world? Where every other field, if ego is shown, we understand. Understand that people are not yet purified. People are not yet learned those higher things. In the field of religion, if people become a victim of ego and have communal conflicts, God, how shallow. How if we only understood that we're dealing with that same Father, that same God, and would be able to resolve these communal riots and these communal conflicts, which are all caused by nothing but a massive ego. God doesn't teach any of those things. We get blown up because of our practice and we start thinking this is the best. And goodness, the world has witnessed so many conflicts. Relationships fall apart only because of these ego. क्यों? सॉरी नहीं बोल सकते. क्यों नहीं सॉरी बोल सकते? SORRY. Magic word है ये. When genuinely spoken from the heart, this word is a magic word. When it comes from the deepest cores of the heart with meaning, Krishna makes the person understand that we genuinely feel sorry, not just say sorry. I have learnt a very beautiful sutra for my life. Maybe you will like it. Maybe you'll save a relationship out of it. I have saved many in the last 18 years. Many. Because of using this one sutra. Jot it down if you like. When you say a sorry to someone, that doesn't mean you are wrong. That just means you value the person more than being right. It doesn't mean you are wrong. कभी किसी को सॉरी बोला इसका मतलब आप गलत हो गए नहीं. You prefer to save the person than being right. You prefer the relationship more than being right. You are willing to keep the ego aside and transform that ego into humility. To say, ठीक है, आपका गधा आगे, मेरा घोड़ा पीछे. आपका गधा है, मेरा घोड़ा है, लेकिन आपका गधा आगे, मेरा घोड़ा पीछे. You know, when a man who says sorry when he's wrong is called honest. A man who says sorry when he's not sure is called wise. And a man who says sorry even when he's right is called husband. क्या करे नहीं? Oh my God. I must tell you, Srila Prabhupada, the founder of ISKCON, would always say, we have to transform ego into real ego to learn that we are servants to God. And we are servants to the servants of God. When we learn to be a servant in our attitude and serve others, transforming into humility, a lot of relationships are saved. नहीं तो relationship में गड़बड़ हमेशा चलता रहता है. One lady, husband was traveling, so she called up her husband, saying, hello. He says, hello. How are you? He said, how are you? You are teasing me? He said, you're teasing me? खाना खा लिया? He said, खाना खा लिया? The lady said, अच्छा opportunity है. She said, I love you. Husband said, खाना खा लिया मैंने. मैंने खाना खा लिया, ये तो मैं रिपीट नहीं कर सकता. A lot of conflicting situations come only because of the ego. And therefore, the most poisonous three-lettered word which threatens the we is ego. What should we do? We should transform it. Transform it into real ego, where we are willing to bend down. झुकिए, झुकना सीखिए. जब तक झुकना नहीं सीखेंगे ना, तब तक रिश्तों को बनाए रखना असंभव है. Till the time we do not learn how to bend down and say, ठीक है भाई, sorry, गलती हुई. Doesn't matter. गलती हुई बोलने में क्या जाता है? क्या जाता है? Even if you are right, क्या जाता है? वजन जाता है? नहीं जाता ना. वजन घटेगा? Well, I'm sorry. 4 किलो गया. अच्छा है गया तो. अच्छा है, गया 4 किलो गया तो अच्छा है, ऐसे भी मोटा हो रहा है. There is, when people sometimes when guys go to swim ना, they don't need the tire only, it's just around them now. They'll never drown. वो होता है ना एक सेफ्टी गार्ड, वो कैसे घुसेंगे तो भी फ्लोटिंग अपने आप हो जाएगा. What happens to her? Don't worry. And therefore transform ego into humility. You know what is the most used 4-lettered word? The most used 4-lettered word is love. Prem. नहीं? Prem. Oh God. Love. And the need of everyone is to love and to be loved. सबको जरूरत होती है एक ऐसे व्यक्ति को जिनको मैं प्रेम करूं. आप सब खोज रहे होंगे शायद. सॉरी. और सबकी इच्छा होती है कि कोई मुझे प्रेम करे. उसको भी आप शायद खोज रहे होंगे. Who knows? One guy was telling a girl, आज तेरा बर्थडे है, कितने साल की हुई तू? So she said 20. बोले 5 साल पहले भी 20 बोली थी. बोली हाँ देखो लड़कियां जुबान की कितनी पक्की होती है. 5 साल में भी जुबान नहीं बदली मैंने, 20 साल के. Sorry about that. Hare Krishna. My God. You know something? There is no meaning to life without love. कुछ भी हो जाए जिंदगी में अगर प्रेम नहीं है ना. और गौरांग प्रभु, he tells a story. He went to America. Interesting story. And in America he went to university and one American man. Blue eyes, blonde head, golden hair. American man, proper American. Has nothing to do with Hinduism. After the talk, he comes to him and says, आपका प्रवचन बहुत बढ़िया था. बढ़िया. Not बढ़िया. आपका प्रवचन बहुत बढ़िया था. तो बढ़िया बोला मतलब यूपी हो गया ना. एकदम बढ़िया से हैं. तो अरे हिंदी बोल रहा है ऐसा. अच्छा, if an American speaks Hindi and says, आपका प्रवचन बहुत बढ़िया था, then you understand, ठीक है. ऐसा आपका प्रवचन एक बहुत बढ़िया था. So he said, आप तो बिल्कुल बढ़िया हिंदी बोल रहे हैं. कहाँ से सीखे ये हिंदी? So he said, मेरे पिताजी, my father, when I was about 2 years old, my mother got divorced from my father. So I never got the love of a mother. Then my father married another lady and my stepmother gave me whatever treatment and I never got that love. So after I grew up, I asked my father, Dad, you gave me everything, but I've not experienced the love of a mother. The father said, go to India. If you want to truly see what, I'm not saying in America there's no love of mothers. I know so many people who have amazing, loving mothers. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj tells us the story of his mother who was in America. But this man told him, you go to India. This guy comes to India, goes all around the country finding, कहाँ मिलेगी माँ जो मुझे प्रेम करेगी? ऐसे कोई मार्केट में मिलती है क्या माँ? So he went to somewhere near Varanasi. And in Varanasi, he saw a lady, kind of middle-aged elderly lady. And he thought, this is the lady. She was giving so much affection. बोला, ये मेरी माँ होनी चाहिए. माँ, what do you mean माँ होनी चाहिए? So he went to the guy in the home. Said, मुझे माँ, आपकी wife मेरी माँ हो सकती है क्या? This guy was stunned. What are you talking? And this guy doesn't even know much English. Varanasi guy. A Western man comes to India, goes to UP. One guy was there, sitting boy, selling dahi in a matka, thick dahi. तो वो पूछता है Western man, how did you get this such thick yogurt, man? Such thick yogurt, how? तो इसको तो इंग्लिश ज्यादा आता नहीं, बोलता है मिल्क नाइट मॉर्निंग टाइट. Morning tight, okay. That's all he knows. This is the English he knows. My guy was funny, hilarious. So he doesn't even know. This guy goes to this and says, I want a mother. So he बोला ऐसी माँ नहीं मिलती. बोला I can pay you $20,000 a month. बोला अच्छा. दूसरे किसी दोस्त को भी माँ का प्रेम चाहिए तो लेकर आ जाए. So this guy stayed in Varanasi for several years and decided to learn Hindi just to get that emotional hang of what the love of mother means. You guys here got it like this. There are many in the world who haven't seen what that love is, who have to strive for that love, striving for that emotion. So much so that there's a guy in Japan who got married to a pillow officially. It's called a Daki Makaru. This guy officially got married to a pillow in the Christian church. And he carries around that pillow with a face on his pillow. My wife orders 2 plates of food, eats one, leaves the other, and the other is for the waiter. Kaise rakha khana? One lady got married to the Eiffel Tower. It's called Mrs. Eiffel. Mrs. Eiffel hai. One girl got married to a roller coaster. Roller coaster se shaadi kiya hai isne. I'm probably showing you extreme examples, isn't it? But what is it saying? The need for love and emotional fulfillment is so strong that when you don't get through human beings, we want to relate to animals. When we don't even get it through animals, we want to relate to things. What is it all going to show? We all need that love. To be loved and to express that love is the need of the soul. Can I draw your attention to another beautiful video? Very touching. Please do see this. It's a very beautiful one. You'll love it.
แม่ลูกตื่นมาแล้วร้องใหญ่เลยอะแม่
สงสัยหิวนม
นมคงใช่ไหมอะแม่
เปิดการ์ตูน
โอเคการ์ตูนนะลูกการ์ตูนแม่ลูกไม่ได้ติดการ์ตูนลูกติดแม่โอเคไหม
งั้นเอางี้
อ้าวลูกคุยกับแม่หน่อยนะคุยกับแม่
จ๊ะเอ๋แม่อยู่นี่ไงลูก เห็นแม่ไหมคะจำกันไม่ได้จ๊ะเอ๋มัมเรียกกินจังเลยปังเป่งปังเป่งปังเป่งปังเป่งปังเป่งปังเป่งนี่โอ้ไม่ร้องนะลูก
You know something? I've always thought, when will our crying end? सब रो रहे हैं हम लोग. सुन रहा है ना तू? सब रो रहे हैं. And Srila Prabhupada gives the analogy. Srila Prabhupada was such a genius. How he would connect Krishna consciousness, world examples from the world. And Srila Prabhupada said, we are all crying for that love. Why do we want things? Because we are crying for that love, looking for that fulfillment there. Why do we want to have power and control? It is nothing but the frustrated desire for love. Why do we want control? क्योंकि प्रेम नहीं मिल रहा ना किधर से तो कुछ तो मिलना चाहिए. Suck some juice from somewhere. People who get love are not power freaks. People who get love are not after things. And as my Guru Srila Radhanath Maharaj says, things are meant to be used and people are meant to be loved. Very much in this world of chaos today, we love things and we use people to get those things, What a sad plight. And therefore, when we come to a state where our search for love ends, when our Father picks us up. And Srila Prabhupada said, when Krishna, our Supreme Father, picks us up, nothing will satisfy you till that day. Picked us up not in the sense of death, तो बोले अरे बाप रे, pick us up. Not in that sense. But till the time that love of Krishna flows in our hearts, no love of this world will satisfy us. You know why? Because the love of this world has two problems. One, the love of this world is ridden with expectations and frustrations. People love us for what they expect us to be, not who we are. Like a father, when son tells the father, Papa, मैं अगर पास हो जाऊंगा तो आप क्या दोगे? बोला 2-wheeler. पापा मैं अगर फर्स्ट आऊंगा तो क्या दोगे? 4-wheeler, कार. पापा मैं फेल हुआ तो? बोले 3-wheeler, रिक्शा. चला के जी लेना अपना. रिक्शा चला के अपना जिंदगी बिता देना. I must tell you, people in this world like us only when we meet up with their expectations. I'm a monk, right? At least people should like me or love me selflessly. No. Even in my life here, I've experienced as a monk. People always have expectations. And one little thing somewhere here and there, they pass such sly comments which can cause you so much hurt. So much hurt. Even to monks. बाकी सब तो छोड़ दो भाई, बाहर तो क्या जिंदगी चल रहा है? I'm telling you, people in this world can disappoint us because they only like us for not who we are. They like us and they make their relationship based on whether we fulfill their expectations. And if there is, I'm not saying all relationships are like that. If there is a relationship which is selfless and there is nothing like that stuff, then time takes one of the other away. And that person is left high and dry. Gaya mera person. My friend Gaur Krishna Prabhu, very closely known to me, so close to my heart. I remember so much affection he had for us. And one fine day I come from my overseas trip, and 3 days after my overseas, just arrived in Bombay, and I heard that we had an air crash in Nepal. 8 of our devotees were on that air crash, and all 8 of them left. One was Gaur Krishna Prabhu, my most dear friend. Gaye wo. Only about 31, 32 years old. Gone in an air crash. Ladies and gentlemen, can we afford to wake up with a regret tomorrow? Can we afford to carry any grudges in our hearts? Can we afford to go around with what we have, some feelings for people in our heart, negative feelings? कल नहीं रहेंगे ना? उनको क्षमा मांगने का अवसर भी नहीं मिलेगा. And you will carry it all your life. And therefore, relationships of this world, sometimes just people disappoint us for who they are. And sometimes, time disappoints by taking one away. और कौन जाएगा पता नहीं. एक 65 साल की लेडी अपने 25 साल के नेफ्यू को बोलती है, शादी होता था ना परिवार में, तो वो ऐसा करती है उसको, अगला 13 नंबर है बेटा. And young people don't like to be reminded, अगला 13 नंबर है शादी के लिए. So he used to get frustrated every marriage, अगला 13 नंबर है बेटा. And then once someone died in the family, so they again went for the funeral. Now both were standing and the nephew said, अगला आपका नंबर है आंटी. अगला किसका नंबर आएगा कौन जाने. आपको बताऊं, जब पिताजी बच्चे को उठा लेंगे ना, वो प्रेम बहना चाहिए हृदय में. That is Krishna consciousness. To connect to Krishna in such a way that Krishna's love comes in our hearts. And we experience that love. That love is a love where we can never make an appointment with disappointment. We will never make an appointment with disappointment. And when that love flows in the heart, we share that love with everyone. That love is selfless love. God's love is selfless love. And when that selfless love comes in our heart, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, one of our great acharyas in the Gaudiya line, that picture there, he said, when you experience love of God in your heart, that love of God manifests as compassion and concern for people of this world. It's not that just I love God. Jesus Christ said, love thy God with all thy heart, with all thy might, and with all thy soul. And love thy neighbor as thyself. What a beautiful world it would be if we experience the love of Krishna and we try and share that love of Krishna. People are thirsty, yearning for that love, down in their lives, depressed, negative, lonely. They need hope. People need hope. And love is the hope. Selfless love of Krishna that comes in our heart is the hope for the people of this world. Otherwise, it's a dog-eat, dog-live world where people are all just going by selfish expectations. Ladies and gentlemen, therefore the most used four-lettered word is love. What should we do with it? Value it. Value that four-lettered word. And can I ask you the next question? Are you ready? Thank you. The most pleasing five-lettered word. The most pleasing five-lettered word. Come on. Sorry, is it most pleasing? I don't think so. You say sorry, jab bend karna padta hai. Sorry, sir. It's not at all pleasing. The most pleasing five-lettered word. Money. Most pleasing income tax भरना पड़ता है ना, तब पता लगता है most pleasing है क्या. हाँ जी? Smile. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The most pleasing five-lettered word. Smile. They say smile. It increases your face value. You know, it's not that only stocks have face value. Even your material face has a face value. Smile. It increases your face value. How many of you smile? Of course you're smiling. I'll tell you a nice one. Sorry. One guy, vernacular Maharashtrian student, he was in school and teacher's teaching English. And the teacher's teaching how to count numbers. तो उसको बोला तू कभी से, he wrote numbers on the blackboard. Sorry, I shouldn't say black, chalkboard. And on the chalkboard, after writing the words, numbers, he said, पढ़ो. तो बोलता है, this guy says, शेवंती, तू येती, येती नहीं, नहीं तो नहीं. So the teacher said, what did he say? उसने लिखा था 70, 280, 89, 99. 70, 280, 89, 99. There was a Maharashtrian student studying in a vernacular school. So the teacher was teaching numbers and he wrote on the board numbers and he said, read. He said, Shevanti, yeti tu, yeti nai, nai ta nai. There was a teacher in a Marathi medium school and he was teaching numbers. The student was reading the numbers. He said, Shevanti, 82, 89, 99. There was a student in school, Maharashtrian teacher, and the teacher wrote numbers on the thing, and the teacher was saying, read. So he said, Shevanti, 82, 89, 99. I'm telling you the same joke again, isn't it? Do you laugh on the same joke again? No. After a while, if I tell you, you'll say, kuch to gadbad hai inka. What is he saying? The same thing. He's gone in the repeat mode in a loop. What is he saying? We don't laugh on the same joke again. Why do we cry on the same problem again? उसी जोक पे हम बार बार हंसते नहीं, उसी प्रॉब्लम पे रोते रहते हैं, नहीं? We keep crying on that same issue and that same problem again and again and again. Problems will come, issues will come, Difficulties will come, whoever you are. Doesn't matter. It comes to me. I gave the Titanic lecture. You know, last time, 2 years back, I gave Prerna sinking lessons from the sinking of the Titanic. Some gentleman, God knows who, took one joke out of the whole talk, out of context, and circulated it on WhatsApp. And it became viral. Viral. Absolutely viral. In fact, some of the brahmachari friends of mine were looking at me in despise. I saw a few people staying with me, looking at me with disgust. What kind of a guy are you? You speak this kind of stuff? There'll always be a reason to cry. रोने के लिए हमेशा कारण होगा. आप पे निर्भर करता है आप रोएंगे कि हंसेंगे. It depends on you whether you want to smile or cry tears. God has a plan, an amazing plan. With all the challenges, with all the difficulties, with all the troubles that He sends our way, He has an incredible plan. None of us know what. None of us can see how. None of us can understand why. And therefore, at that point of time, all we do is cry. We can't understand why. If only we understood what the plan of Krishna is, even while going through that crisis, we would probably smile. That's why I said, please don't record any talks of mine. None of you, if your recorders are on, please do turn them off. If any of you have been recording me on your phone as a video, please do turn it off. And my humble request, please do delete it. Because people can take any damned thing out of context and circulate it. And you know how people would take it. I don't know how people would take what I say. I'm speaking to you all. You're my audience. I know you, many of you. I have a connection with all of you. So I can take a privilege to crack a joke. I can take a privilege to raise my voice. I can take the privilege to hammer a point on you by speaking strong words because I have a relationship with all of you. But people all over the world don't, you know. So if they just get clips like that, you can imagine what happens. What a crisis it was. It was something I had said. I didn't know what to do about it. I remember following one slide that someone sent me. It gave me so much relief. There was not one night that I didn't sleep. Even the day I got that clip, all through the day I had a massive anxiety in my head. If it spreads like this, what will I do? It'll bring ill repute to Srila Prabhupada. It'll bring ill repute to ISKCON. It'll bring ill repute to my guru. You can imagine. If you don't know, you don't know. If you see that clip, you will know. And while thinking like that, I tried dealing with it internally. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a beautiful slide. When followed in life, I guarantee you, life will be different. I guarantee you, if this is applied in life, we can have peaceful night's sleep. Here it is. Do you have a problem in life? No? Then why worry? Do you have a problem in life? Yes. Can you do something about it? Yes. Then why worry? Do you have a problem in life? Yes. Can you do something about it? No. Then why worry? Isn't it? Is it not? Why worry? क्यों हम लोग चिंता कर रहे हैं? Why are we constantly bogging our minds down with anxiety? Anxiety that is just absolutely not allowing us to have peace of mind. चिंता है ना, चिता है ना, चिता एक बार जलाती है, लेकिन चिंता है ना पल पल जलाती है. One anuswar on the chita, it becomes chinta. Kills our life, kills our present. We cannot experience fulfillment, ladies and gentlemen. And therefore, I thought to myself, रो के फायदा है? क्या मैं कुछ कर सकता हूँ? Yes. I'll call a lawyer, ask him what the repercussions would be. We had an in-house lawyer, our Hari Krishna Prabhu. I asked him, we had a 1-hour meeting. What could we do about it? Done. ठीक है, अभी क्या ये करना है? कर लेंगे. Then we had said, can I do anything about the circulation? No. What can I do? People are circulating it. Can I do anything about it? Nothing. Relax. It's beyond me. There'll be many things that are beyond your control. While you're sitting here, someone may be plotting against you. You don't know. While you're sitting here, someone may be backbiting and sending a wrong email against you. We have control over it? Control over one thing. To smile. Easier said than done. This is only possible when we see God's hand behind. You can't practice this just like that. It looks very good and simple. You can only practice this when we see God's hand behind and have trust. Have trust that He has a plan. He has a plan. If plan A fails, there's plan B. If plan B fails, there's plan C. Don't worry, there are 26 alphabets in the English language. Some plan will work. Krishna has a plan. I was standing at the Bangalore airport, flying from somewhere to somewhere. And at the baggage belt, I was standing to pick my bag up. And one guy comes, like, very modern, hip, dressed up, like, sophisticated, standing right next to me. 5 minutes is looking like that. And after 5 minutes, are you that WhatsApp guy? I said, what WhatsApp guy? He said, that clip, career, carefully, what? I said, yeah. He said, can I invite you to my company for a talk? At an airport. At an airport. I'm not saying it doesn't have any negative repercussions. They do. But there's always a reason to smile. हंसिए. कुछ नहीं होगा हंसने से. इसलिए हंसाता हूं मैं आपको. पहले ही रो रहे हैं जिंदगी में. Have a smile on the face. And with a smile on the face life like that, knowing that Krishna is in. When I was a child, 4 years old, we had a dog at home. कुत्ता था हमारा. गाउठी कुत्ता था. वो एक दिन काटा मेरे को और 14 इंजेक्शन लेना पड़ा इन द नेवल. बड़ा बड़ा घोड़े जैसा इंजेक्शन ठोक रहा है. Now anti-rabies has probably become 2-3 injections, but then it would be 14 in the navel, like horse injections, tak. But I'm just 4 years old, 5 years old. And then of course we didn't have a dog till I turned 18 or 19 or whatever. But I remember Shamanand Prabhu, who's the temple president here, he once gave an analogy. Beautiful one. Beautiful one. When कुत्ता काटता है ना और 14 इंजेक्शन ठोकता है वो इधर नेवल में, तो the guy who's receiving the injection cries and smiles both. वो हंसता भी है, रोता भी है. तो बोला, हे प्रभु जी, ऐसा कैसा हो सकता है? साथ साथ में दोनों, how can both emotions be there together, man? Smiling and crying both? How is that possible? So he was explaining that when the first injection is given, the pain and a pain makes him cry. But एक हो गया, अभी 13 ही बाकी है, थोड़ा स्माइल आता है. Second day the tears go down, अभी 12 ही बाकी है, 10 ही बाकी है. Smile and the grin goes wider and wider. When the 14th comes, khatam. This is how a devotee of Krishna looks at life. All the injections that are coming beyond my control is my karma from a previous life. And when they come, we will have tears in our eyes. We will be affected by the situations. We will be affected by misunderstandings, conflicts, problems. वो तो injection जैसा है ना, आए तो आँख में तो आंसू आएगा. But if you know the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, there will be a simultaneous smile. एक injection, खत्म हो गया. One karma finished. One karma finished. One karma finished. One karma finished. Ladies and gentlemen, there is always a reason to smile when you see how Krishna is finishing the karma one after another. And therefore it is important to smile. There was a little girl once sitting on a flight, and suddenly there was tremendous turbulence in the flight. I have had that experience. I was flying from Hanover, Germany to Munich on Lufthansa. And suddenly, me and my colleague, Shikshashtakam Prabhu, we were both on that flight. And whilst, just as the flight was about to land, the wheels wouldn't come out. So from midair, they had to take off. Now, if you have not had that experience, I pray that you don't. From midair, it took off. And when it takes off from midair, the speed, God, I can't explain. And our flight was practically at 90 degrees. We got a free 180 reclining bed without business class tickets. Both of us were like this. And then my friend, colleague, Shikshashtakam Prabhu was right next to me and he says, Prabhu ji, आ गया अपना टाइम आ गया, माला निकालो. अभी टाइम आ गया अपने. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे. अभी इधर जिंदा बैठा हूं मतलब लैंड हुआ फ्लाइट. So there was so much turbulence on this flight, shaky, wobbly, and everyone was panicking, screaming, howling, shrieking. Some were praying, and the pilot announced an emergency landing. Big, massive disaster. There was a girl, tiny tot, about 5 years old, sitting in the window, and she was reading a little book. Look at the book, read it, close her eyes, move her legs, smile a little bit. Again, read the book, close her eyes, move the hands and legs, smile a little bit. This is what she was doing. And then, somehow, by God's grace, the plane landed. No goof-ups, no hiccups, things were fine. Everyone, hurrah, hurrah, celebrations, celebrations. All excited. This girl was still smiling peacefully. So the guy who was sitting right next to the girl in the aisle seat asked her, daughter, I have a question for you. I mean, everyone was panicky. Such a massive disaster, everyone was panicky. How did you? You're smiling. How did you keep your cool? He said, that's very simple, uncle. He said, you weren't scared? She said, no. You weren't afraid? She said, no. So how were you smiling? Very simple, uncle. The pilot of this plane is my father. You know? And he wants me to live more than anyone else on the flight. You know? And therefore, when one knows that the pilot of our life is Krishna, like Arjuna had Krishna on the chariot to ride his chariot, तब क्या रोना? कितना भी कठिन हो जाए, तब के लिए रोएंगे तो जरूर. कुत्ते का इंजेक्शन लगता है तो आँख से पानी तो आएगा. लेकिन साथ-साथ में मुस्कुरा भी सकते हैं. When we have that faith and trust that Krishna is with us, we can smile. And therefore, we must value this. My Guru Radhanath Maharaj, His Holiness Radhanath Swami, he says, do not take this material world so seriously. Why? Because it's always changing. Something that you take so seriously today is going to change tomorrow. उसको लेकर बैठो मत. हंसो. Smile. Krishna's there to take us through those turbulent times if we put our faith in Him. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, I thought I put the next slide. And therefore, the most pleasing 5-letter word, smile. Keep it. The fastest spreading 6-letter word, Google. The fastest spreading 6-letter word. That's right, rumor, or I put here, gossip. You know, 2 Gujarati ladies were talking to each other. You know? And these 2 Gujarati ladies were slandering a third one. दोनों मिलके तीसरी का खीमा बना रहे थे. कचुम्बर बना रहे. Criticizing her behind her back. For 1 hour they are gossiping about her, and after 1 hour this one lady turns to the other and says, "अबे जावा दे ना अपने सु." You know, अभी जाने तो अपने को क्या लेना देना है? तो 1 घंटा बोला क्यों? अपने को कोई लेना देना नहीं तो वहाँ 1 घंटा गॉसिप किया क्यों? Spreads like anything, you know. Hey, this is a secret, yeah. I'm telling you only because you're my friend. Don't tell anyone. Starts going. And if you want it to go faster, hey, you're my friend. I'm telling the secret to you. Just because you're my friend. Don't tell anyone, huh? ऐसा जाता है. Then don't tell anyone is a catalyst. Goes everywhere around. Threads all around the place. Why do you make opinions about a person based on someone else's speaking to you? कोई आके आपको कुछ गॉसिप सुना के गया तीसरे व्यक्ति के बारे में, and you form an opinion about that person? You didn't check whether it's right, you didn't check whether it's wrong, you didn't bother to verify. सीधा एक opinion बना दिया, अधिकार दिया है भगवान ने हमको to form opinions about people just based on the gossip we hear from someone about someone else. I don't think so. Therefore, when Socrates was once sitting in Athens, Greece, one man comes up to him and says, "Hey Socrates, I want to tell you something about your friend." Socrates said, "Yeah, you can definitely tell me something, whatever about my friend, but if it passes the 3-filter test." So what is the 3-filter test? So first, whatever you're going to tell me about my friend, is it good or bad? He said, "Sorry, it's bad." Well, then I don't want to listen. But anyway, I'll give you a second filter chance. Whatever you're going to tell me about my friends, is it true or false? I said, "Well, I haven't verified." And said, "Don't say." "Okay, whatever you're going to tell me about my friend, is it beneficial or not beneficial to me and him?" "Sorry, it's not beneficial." I said, "Go sir, I don't want to hear." Ladies and gentlemen, use this 3-filter test. कोई भी आपको कुछ भी बोलने आए ना, किसी के भी बारे में, pass it through these 3 filters. First one, is it good about him or bad? If it's bad, don't bother to give your ears. Unless you can help that person. Second, is it real or false? First ask, सच्ची है कि झूठा बोल रहा है तू? बोला मुझे मालूम नहीं, पहले पता करके आ, फिर बोल. And third, is it beneficial or not? If it is beneficial, listen. If it is not, it is sheer gossip. And therefore the 6-letter word, what should we do? Gossip. We should ignore it. What is the 7-lettered word? Most hard-working 7-letter word? Most hard-working 7-letter word? Haji? You're right. The most hard-working 7-letter word is success, नहीं? और success मिलाने के लिए, to get success, tremendous hard work is needed, tremendous determination is needed, tremendous patience is needed, tremendous knowledge is needed. और आजकल के लड़कों को तो वो knowledge भी नहीं होता है. एक स्कूल में एक टीचर ने, हिस्ट्री टीचर ने एक लड़के से पूछा, बेटा in which battle did Tipu Sultan die? The guy said, in his last battle. Idiot. उसको पूछा, where it was the Declaration of Independence site? At the bottom of the page. When was Gandhiji born? On his birthday. In which state does Ganga flow? Liquid state. You know. If you have 6 mangoes and you have to distribute among 20 people, how will you do it? I'll make mango milkshake. और सबको थोड़ा थोड़ा दे बोल रहा है. और लास्ट पूछा, ज्योग्राफी टीचर ने पूछा, बताओ बेटा, भारत में सबसे ज्यादा बर्फ किधर करती है? बोलता है दारू के ग्लास में गिरती है सबसे ज्यादा. Success, you need to have a lot of patience, and we will fail. When you want to achieve success in your career, in your academics, in your business, in your profession, we will fail. And that's the example of the giraffe. The giraffe, when the baby giraffe is born, falls from such a high distance straight on the ground, and as the mother comes and positions the giraffe, positions herself right above the baby giraffe. And guess what she does first? Gives it a hard kick. बच्चे का जन्म होता है और माँ आके खाट से लात मारती है. तो बच्चा समझता नहीं, अभी तो आया है जिंदगी में, लात मार रही, कौन लात मारा? लात का मतलब क्या है मालूम नहीं उसको. अचानक एक झटका मिलता है उसको. So as it's just coming out of that impact, झटका, the mother gives a bad second harder kick. Now the guy understands. अगर मैं कुछ किया नहीं तो ये चलता रहेगा सिलसिला. So this baby giraffe starts getting up on its wobbly legs, you know, on its wobbly legs. And as the baby giraffe gets up on the wobbly leg, थोड़ा खड़ा होकर, खड़ा होना सीखा ना, फैड एक और लात मारती है माँ. फिर गिर के he gets up and starts running. And then the mother giraffe goes, hugs the baby and starts kissing the baby. You know why? Because the baby giraffe's flesh is very soft and supple, and hyenas and lions love it. The mother knows that I can't be with the baby giraffe all the time. I have to go and get food for the baby. How would I protect it? इसलिए पहले ही एक ऐसी लात मारो कि ये उठना सीखे. और फिर जैसे थोड़ा उठा ना, तो एक और लात मारो तो याद रहे और फिर उठना सीखे. जिंदगी भी माँ मदर जिराफ जैसी है. कई बार लात मारती है. We fail. We should get up. And we'll fail again. We should get up. And like I always say, don't just go through life. Grow through life. And when we learn to practice Krishna consciousness, we will definitely grow through life. And may I ask you to watch this little video on very interesting one again.
Okay, sit in that chair. All right, here's the deal. Marshmallow for you. You can either wait, and I'll give you another one if you wait, or you can eat it now. When I come back, I'll give you another one, so then you'll have two. But stay in here and stay in the chair till I come back, okay? All right. I'm gonna go do something and then I'll come back.
It smells yummy. It smells really good.
So it's up to you. You can have it now or you can wait. Okay? I'll be back. Stay in the chair, okay? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna leave and then I'll come back, okay? So you can either eat it right now or you can wait. Either way, okay? Okay. How'd you do? Did you do good? You did?
Yeah.
You wanted to eat it, didn't you? Yeah. So did I tell you to give you another one? Okay, now you can have both. You need them.
This was a very successful experiment conducted in the United States of America in the early 60s, where they had students, kindergarten students, with if you don't know what a marshmallow is, it's a sweet. Most people in India don't have much idea of what a marshmallow is, but in the world outside, marshmallow is like for kids means like हमारा होता है ना candy floss or kulfi. That is like marshmallow. Kids are crazy after marshmallow in the West. So they kept this marshmallow and told them, if you wait, you get a second one. You can eat it, but then you don't get the second one. Those students who waited were successful directors of multinational companies today. Those students who didn't wait, they're like mediocre employees in most places today. And this is a very popular research called marshmallow research, where they found people who have patience to wait achieve success. It's not just determination in failures, but one has to be patient to endure and endeavor. Then one can be successful in life. But I must tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. The best part of the story is after achieving it all, still there is no happiness. Nahi? सक्सेस मिलके पैसा आया, घर आया, सब कुछ नहीं मिलता उसमें से, है ना? एंड द वर्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ द स्टोरी इज, worst part of the story, my first flight to London, British Airways, BA 197. I go to the airport. My friend, His Grace Radha Vallabh Prabhu, made first class aloo parathas for me for my lunch pack because I don't eat the flight food. And he made a bottle of mango milkshake, 1 liter. And he put it in that steel bottles you get these days. And I carried that little bag and went through the X-ray machine security, put it through the security. The other side it came. The parathas went through the bottle. The security guy said, "You can't take this, sir." I said, "Why?" So this is liquid. I said, "This is not liquid. This is sublime." This is mango milkshake. This is liquid for us. You're only allowed 100 ml. You can't take 1 liter fluid liquids on the plane. I said, "Sir, this is mango milkshake. You can't do this." He said, "I don't understand anything." And now as he heard that it is mango milkshake, he had expectation on his face. Steel का bottle भी मिलेगा, mango milkshake भी मिलेगा. मैं बोला इसको तो मैं नहीं दूंगा. बाहर जाके भिखारी को दूंगा लेकिन इसको नहीं दूंगा. So I went to look for a beggar. अच्छा भिखारी किधर मिलेगा उधर एयरपोर्ट पे? फिर भी एक मिला. And then I said, "भाई mango milkshake पिएगा?" So he had expression on his face. किसी ने उसको ऐसा सवाल पूछा ही नहीं जिंदगी में. So I said, खराब नहीं है, अच्छा है. I took 2 drops and said, ले लो. He said, bottle नहीं है प्रभु. So then I purchased the Bisleri bottle, emptied the bottle, transferred the contents, gave it back, came back to the X-ray machine, put it through the machine, it went through, and the guy was frustrated that I didn't get the mango milkshake. As I got on to BA 197, I pulled my laptop out, and the first line I typed on a Microsoft Word file was, "When you take a flight off, you must know what you can carry along. If you don't, at the X-ray machine, things will be left behind." When the flight of life takes off, na, end में वो यमराज के सिक्योरिटी गार्ड उधर खड़े हैं एक्सरे मशीन में. "कल खरीदा मैंने कार." Not allowed on board, sir. Sorry. "अरे मेरी सुंदर पत्नी." Not allowed on board, sir. Sorry. When you take a flight, you know what you can take along and what you cannot. And therefore, when life ends, we must know what will go with us and what will not. Therefore, what is success? Iha and para. Success in this world is achieve, earn, gain, and serve, and chant. And what is success in that life? As the flight takes off and nothing of this world can be taken away, the chanting of the holy names of Krishna, the devotional service that we have rendered to Krishna will go with us. And YMC, Yamraj Municipal Corporation, कुछ नहीं कर सकता आपको security guard, you know. And therefore, last 3 words remaining and I shall conclude soon. The most burning 8-lettered word? Thank you. The most burning 8-lettered word? Jealousy. And why does jealousy or envy come? Because we compare. उसके पास iPhone है, मेरे पास Nokia है ना. बोलते हैं ना फोन हो तो iPhone होना चाहिए. क्यों? S1, S2, S3, S4 तो सेकेंड क्लास ट्रेन के डब्बे भी होते हैं. I'm not against Samsung or anything, don't get me wrong. नहीं तो बोले प्रभु जी उतरो दिखाता है, हम आपको Samsung को गाली देते हैं. You know, we always compare. One of my friends was frolicking. खूब फुदक रहा था रिजल्ट के दिन. मैं बोला क्या हुआ? बोला 3 में फेल हो गया. बोला तो फुदक क्यों रहा है इतना? बोला वो 5 में फेल हो गया, मैं 3 में ही फेल हो गया. Constantly comparing. And comparing and contrasting gives rise to envy and jealousy, which takes the happiness away. Therefore, distance yourself from this thing called as jealousy. The most powerful 9-lettered word? Is, but I'm using a different one here. Knowledge, that's right. The most powerful 9-lettered word is knowledge. You know? And there are two kinds of knowledge. One is called Paravidya. Second is called Aparavidya. Aparavidya is what you all study in your universities. That knowledge helps you make a living. And Paravidya or spiritual knowledge helps you make a life. And there's a difference between making a living and making a life. Even our batata vada seller makes a living. You don't have to be an engineer to make so much money. I know one of my friends who sells batata vadas at Fort. I have friends from all ranges. So he sells batata vada at Fort. And this guy makes 80,000 rupees a month, out of which his profit is 60,000 rupees. कई आप लोगों का तनख्वाह नहीं होता है कई बार उसका. Making a living, even a batata vada wala makes. So making a living, that knowledge you must have, and our universities give us that knowledge. Please pursue it. But along with that, if you don't come here, if you don't learn the knowledge of the Gita, if you don't learn the knowledge of the Srimad Bhagavatam, if you don't understand the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, you made a living, but not a life. Ghatotkach was killed on the battlefield. Abhimanyu was killed on the battlefield. So many of the 5 sons of Draupadi were killed on the battlefield. All of their near and dear ones were killed. What a challenge. The only way the Pandavas could face it, because Krishna had given them transcendental knowledge, that is the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita as it is. Such an amazing book. Please read it. Come here. Attend our programs. Go to the different places where our ISKCON Youth Services preaches. Learn the philosophy of the Gita. Understand this Paravidya as you also pursue your Aparavidya. When you have a combination of the two, your life will be great. Don't make excuses like this Indian people many times. वो लोग बोलता है हम गीता को हाथ नहीं लगा सकता साहब. क्यों? आज थोड़ा पिया है, हाथ नहीं लगा. तो हमारा बुक बांटने वाला बोलता है कोई बात नहीं, प्लास्टिक में लेके दे दे, ले जा. प्लास्टिक में लेके जा. Send it to the plastic bag. One of our book distributions, our Panchapandav Prabhu, he was distributing books somewhere and one guy asks him, स्वामी जी शर्म नहीं आता आपको? बोला क्या हो गया? बोला गीता का पैसा लेता है. भगवान ने कुरुक्षेत्र में फ्री में सुना है ना, तुम इधर 80 रुपए लेता है. तो और डिवोटी वेरी स्मार्ट, वो बोला कुरुक्षेत्र में फ्री में सुना है, 80 रुपए ट्रांसपोर्टेशन चार्ज है बॉम्बे का, निकाल पर the transportation charges. Don't allow any excuses in life to stop you from pursuing Paravidya. This is not a temple. This is a university. As you have a university which teaches you Aparavidya, this is a university which teaches you Paravidya. Come to this university and get this knowledge. The last word, the most divine 10-lettered word. Guess what? The most divine 10-lettered word, guess what? The most divine 10-lettered word. Hare Krishna. अभी क्या सब मैं बोला ना, तुक्का लगाएंगे सब एक एक करके. The most divine 10-lettered word is called Jai Shri Radha Gopinath Lalita Vishakha ki Jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Chandra ki Jai, Shri Gopal Ji Bhagwan ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanande. What is the most divine 10-lettered word? Connection. I was sitting at the Vienna International Airport waiting to board a flight to go to Florence. And my flight was delayed, so I had to call the people in Florence. I'm coming a little later. And I wanted to call this gentleman in Florence. Guess what? एक भी डंडा नहीं नेटवर्क का. कभी कभी लोग ऐसा खिड़की से बाहर हेलो और रेंज ही नहीं आता उधर, हेलो करता है उधर. No network. And I saw an elderly lady, about 40 years old, from 60, 65 years old, aristocratic, dressed very well. And she had a Nokia, run-down Nokia, Purana, Khatara. And she used to, like, you have to be a wrestler, Pehlwan to type a message, And she was sitting there, but she had full range. And for 45 minutes, she's talking on the phone. तब मैं बोला मेरा फोन इतना स्मार्ट है, लेकिन जब चाहिए फोन नहीं कर सकता. और उसका Nokia. What is important on a phone? Apps or connectivity? Connectivity. Whether it's a smartphone or a not so smartphone, stay connected. That's what the phone is meant for. और जब बच्चे लोग फोन करते हैं ना, कॉल ड्यूरेशन समरी देखना है आपको. ड्यूरेशन, कॉल ड्यूरेशन समरी. Boy to mom, 50 seconds. Boy to dad, 30 seconds. Boy to girl, 1 hour, 23 minutes, 59 seconds. Girl to girl, 5 hours, 29 minutes, 59 seconds. Girl to boy, missed call. Wife to husband, disconnected. And husband to wife, call waiting still. I'll tell you, some of us are smart, some of us are not so smart. Some of us are iPhones, charismatic, good looking, successful, and some of us are Nokia. बोलते समय भी बोलते आज आपके हॉल में स्नैक्स मिलेगा क्या? हॉल में स्नैक्स मिलेगा क्या के लिए? आज आपके हॉल में स्नैक्स मिलेगा ना? बोला हॉल में तो स्नैक्स ही मिलेगा ना, और क्या मिलेगा? We are not so charismatic. Don't worry, smart or not so smart doesn't matter. Stay connected, and the way to stay connected is yoga. The Bhagavad Gita speaks about yoga. Yoga means the process of connection. Like you use a phone to connect to someone, Krishna mentions the path of yoga in the Gita, and the path of Bhakti Yoga is the means to connect to Krishna. This phone, full range everywhere, full network everywhere, no call jamming, no charges. Pray, connect. Because all 9 will only be possible if the 10th is in place. पहला 9 की जो है happiness का, वो तब तक नहीं मिलेगा जब तक 10वां है. और connection with Krishna is powerful. Therefore we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Pursue that connection, ladies and gentlemen. And therefore it was His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder of ISKCON, who went overseas and made the Krishna consciousness movement a local word for everyone. People knew the process to connect. People knew this philosophy. People knew these golden keys of how to remain happy in their lives. And therefore, in summary, the most selfish one-letter word, what should we do with it? The most satisfying two-lettered word, what should we do with it? Poisonous three-lettered word, what shall we do with it? The most most used 4-letter word, what do you do with it? 5-letter? I wish to thank you all very, very much for your kind attention and patient hearing. Thank you very much.